Hey there, I'm JD with the Slumber Yard, and like the title implies, we are going to be going over our Helix mattress guide. So we have been covering Helix Sleep as a brand for several years now, and they're actually the brand that makes the most amount of beds compared to any other online mattress brand. There are 21, you heard me right, 21 different Helix mattresses, which is a lot of friggin' beds. So if you're kind of confused as to which one you should go with when it comes down to your online mattress search, you've clicked on the right video. We're going to be discussing each individual Helix lineup of mattresses and talk about the policies they're backed by, their differences in construction, feel, firmness, pricing, of course, and then at the end I'll even sum things up with a nice final verdict for you. So stick around if you want to know all about Helix. If you get something out of today's video, like it and subscribe to the YouTube channel for so much more. But speaking of that, let's get right into this one. Okay, so right up top here, let's go over the general policy information that Helix backs pretty much all their mattresses with. This is stuff like shipping, returns, trial periods, and warranties. Before I get into all this stuff, I do want to clarify that this brand did send us all of their mattresses for completely free to review. But if you end up getting one online for yourself, you are going to be back with completely free bed-in-a-box shipping. The Helix Core and Luxe beds will ship to you in one singular box, but the Helix Elite beds show up in two separate boxes. So there is a little bit of a setup process to those. But in any case, the whole unboxing process for online beds is super easy to do, and it's actually kind of fun if you have a friend there to help you out. Once your Helix bed is in your possession, you get 100 nights to really test it out to see if it's going to be the right mattress for you. If it's not, for whatever reason, you can get completely free returns after that first full month of testing. But if the opposite occurs and you love your new Helix mattress and you want to keep it, the Core models are going to be backed by a standard 10-year warranty, while the Luxe and Elite beds are backed by a 15-year warranty. So that's pretty nice to have. If you want some more information regarding this Helix mattress policy set, check the description box for more. Also, based on where you live within the contiguous United States, you can now spend up to have your Helix mattress white glove delivered. It's going to cost you extra, but it may be worth it if you don't want to deal with the whole setup process with your Helix bed. Additionally, all the Helix beds are made in the United States, which is great if you want an American-made product. They're actually made out of Phoenix, Arizona, and our team actually visited the 3Z facility in which these beds are processed and manufactured. We even saw how the coils in these beds are made. It was really cool to see. Speaking of those coils, all of the Helix mattresses, each and every one of them, are hybrid beds by default. And this means that they use a base layer of pocketed coils on the bottom for support and then various foams above for comfort. And this makes them really supportive options for pretty much any body type, including much heavier people. Hybrid beds, if you didn't know already, are basically way more durable long-term for heavier body types because spring units are just going to last a lot longer than a dense support foam chunk, which is pretty much what all foam beds consist of. Regardless of the Helix collection of mattresses that you go with, each one contains 7 different firmness models to consider that pretty much span across the entire firmness spectrum. So the sunset and moonlight models are going to be the softer ones. The midnight and dusk ones are going to be the medium models, and the twilight and dawn models are their firmest ones. And then the plus models are going to be right around a medium firm, give or take. I guarantee that when you look at one of these collections, you're going to be kind of overwhelmed as to finding the right specific bed for you. But the cool thing about Helix is that they offer an online sleep quiz, which is super comprehensive and it's kind of tailored to your preferences. You basically submit a bunch of information about the way you like to sleep and the kind of mattress you like, and then it basically pinpoints the best one for you based on your answers. The Helix Sleep Quiz is a great tool to use. It's a super easy way to find your next Helix bed. But if you want to skip all that stuff and you want the more straightforward reasons as to why you should get one line over the other, let's go over them now, starting with the Helix Core collection. So these are basically the baseline options for Helix as a brand. They all have thin layers of base foam on the bottom and then coils right above that for support. But then each model has a different combination of comfort foams on top of various thicknesses to give each one a specific firmness level and feel. Most of the beds in the Core lineup have more of a neutral hybrid feel overall. Some have a hint of a memory foam sensation like the midnight and twilight models, but all should feel like pretty accommodating and comfortable coil mattresses if you're just looking for something that's more affordable and just generally comfortable. All the beds come with a breathe net cover by default, but if you're more of a hot sleeper, you can get an optional cooling cover on the bed, which will hike up the price on it a bit. But speaking of that, this is going to be the most affordable lineup of beds from Helix. For the standard models, all are priced right around the $1,100 mark for the queen size after discount, which is a pretty good value when you consider the level of quality that are put into the Helix Core beds. Now moving up from the Core collection, section, you then have the Helix Luxe mattresses to consider. These are basically, they're more enhanced pillow top beds. They all have a pillow top on top for comfort and zoned coils on the bottom to give each a lumbar support feature. This more premium design gives all the Helix Luxe beds a pillow top feel. Again, some have more of a sink-in memory foam quality than others, but it's not going to be overboard at all. They all feel pretty neutral and responsive. You can also spend up to get an optional cooling cover on these beds and an Ergo Align layer to give the bed some extra zone support. That should be pretty beneficial for anyone who struggles with nightly back pain. You will have to spend up for all those add-ons, but the standard versions of the Helix Luxe beds are all priced right around the $1,900 range for the queen size after discount. Keep in mind that's as of when I'm recording this video. Pricing for the Helix Luxe mattresses changes. I have seen these beds priced more affordably, usually around major holidays. Now from Helix Luxe, you then move up into the cream of the crop when it comes to Helix mattresses. This is the Elite collection. These are the beds that ship to you in two boxes. One is for the bed's main support system and the other is for the comfort insert for the mattress. So there's a bit of a setup process to these mattresses, but it's pretty easy to do and it shouldn't take you any time to complete. The Elites also have zone support coils, but the comfort inserts have a couple layers of micro coils sandwiched by various foam layers. This gives them added support and some increased motion isolation. And micro coils in general just give beds more of a memory foam quality without using any memory foam. It's actually pretty interesting. Since the bed's comfort layer is removable, you can most likely exchange it for a new one if the firmness and feel is off for you, which, is much easier than returning the bed entirely. But in terms of feel, pretty much picture the already pretty nice pillow top feel of the Helix Luxe beds and then crank it up to 10. They all have really luxurious pillow top feels and a cooling cover on top by default to help regulate sleeping temperature a little bit more. In terms of design, the Helix Elites definitely fit the bill for a fancier hotel room bed. They just look and feel really premium and nice, and they're very luxurious, but since they are so thick, you probably do want to invest into some deep pocket sheets to kind of fit around that whole bed. They're also definitely the most expensive beds in the Helix lineup. They're around $3,000 for a queen size after discount. That's up there in terms of price, but I'd say they're pretty reasonably price wise for the quality that you're getting. These are ultra luxurious beds, far and away some of the best I've ever seen. Again, pricing for these beds does tend to fluctuate. I have seen these beds priced a little bit cheaper in the past, so we'll link whatever's current price-wise down below in the description box. But another thing I want to mention about Helix as a brand is that they also have a Core, Luxe, and Elite version of the Plus mattress nowadays. These are basically Helix's ultra-supportive hybrid options for much bigger people. They have extra durable coils on the bottom for support and high-density foams on top for comfort to handle a substantial amount of weight on a nightly basis. The Core and Luxe versions of these beds are going to be around $100 more than the other models, but it may be worth looking into if you're on the much heavier side. Again, check in the description box to see whatever's current. Listen, when it comes down to Helix, there's obviously a lot to consider. There are so many different beds that can actually make your head spin, but in terms of a short and sweet final verdict for you, I would check out the Helix Core line if you want their most affordable neutral hybrid options. Go with the Helix Luxe beds if you don't mind spending up for a more enhanced pillow top option with some bells and whistles. And then finally, go with the Helix Elites if you want to ball out on an ultra luxurious option that definitely looks and feels the part. Our buddy Chris on our team actually tried out the Helix Plus Elite and he could not get over how comfortable it actually felt and how luxurious it was. So again, those beds could be worth it for you if you have the budget, but that was just our take on the subject. What do you guys think of Helix Sleep? Have you had any experience with these beds in the past? Write down below in the comments and let us know what you think. If you enjoyed this video or it maybe pointed you in the right direction in regards to your online mattress search, click the like button and subscribe to our channel for a lot more, and hit the description box, to see some more information regarding Helix Sleep as a brand. But that's going to do it for me. I'm JD with the Slumber Yard. Like always, sleep right, sleep tight, and we'll see you next time.